Hi gents, hope you're okay. So this is going to be my new project video. I'm doing it different this way. I don't like being on camera at the minute because of health issues, and that's making me lose more of my hair and looking fat and horrible, basically, in a nutshell. I know Halidon and Greg Riley and Joe Bentley and that will still fancy me, obviously, but still. And Brett Grog, can't forget him. Yeah, right, so jokes aside, my new project. Now, obviously, guys that are following me will know that I've got one ongoing at the minute. And I've had to, well, not had to, but I've shelved it just for a bit because I just got no mojo for it at all. And this year, the new year's just gone. I set myself a New Year's resolution, is it? To not just have one project on the go at a time because it started stressing me out having too many. So I'm just going to not worry about that too much this time. So the Bosnia project is going to get shelved just for a bit. I'm still going to do it. I just need to find myself, get my mojo back for it really. And I just want to try and do just a couple of smaller projects really. So right, what's it going to be? Well, I want to do a couple of different projects. The window's open, guys, because it's just suddenly gone really warm. And with what health and all that, as I keep saying, my temperatures go up and down all the time. It's just a nightmare. So, right. So what I shall do is get you down onto the bench, and we'll have a look at what I plan to build for this project. Okay. So I'm turning you around a minute, guys. Sorry. So it is going to be a bit bumpty bump. I apologise for this, but things have to be done, don't they? I suppose. Is that the word? So let's just get the bench all nicely done, set up and ready. I just don't want you tipping while I'm bloody doing all this, because it tends to sometimes. Whoops. So let's just stick a light on, see if that helps anymore. It might be a bit better. Right, okay. So the project we're going to do is this beauty. Now, I know it's not totally accurate and all that type of thing, but all in all, it's a nice kit, and I just fancy doing this. This kit was actually donated to me last year, very kindly sent to me, just out of the blue by Beasley. He just said he got this in the stash and wondered if I'd like it. So, of course, I love Panthers, and I said yes. So, that's what, it's in it. It's the basic kit. So I've gone through some bits and bobs of the kit, and what I plan to do is just close the window a bit. That's better. So what I'm going to do is I've had a look through the kit, and there's various things that need changing. The gun barrel for one. I mean, it doesn't need changing, but it's like even the muzzle's not separate. It's all just two pieces that you stick together, and obviously have to sand to get rid of the seam. So I've got myself a metal barrel, which let me just try and find them. So I've got an RB Barrels metal barrel. So that'll be for that. There's no photo etch grills or anything for the back of the engine, so I've got some airways for the early Panther G, but they do fit. They're perfect. They're not an issue. It also comes for a little something for the turret as well, but I'll have to research that to find out what that is. Pardon me. And then I also got a 7.92mm MG34 for the machine gun at the front as well. Now it does come with the machine gun on the top, but it is quite well detailed, that one, and with a bit of surgery here and there, it should fit a treat. So that's that. I've got numerous bits of aftermarket research materials and all that type of thing. As you will probably know me by now, I love to research certain things and my builds. Now, I've always claimed that I don't build 100% accurate with my builds. I don't like to. I just think it puts sometimes too much pressure on, unless I am obviously trying to do a certain project. Well, this project I am going to aim for Tank Ace Ernst Barkmanns Panther. It was 401 Panther, and it was a Panther G. And it was during the Ardennes conflict that the Ardennes battle that I want to portray. Now it's going to go onto a small photo frame. I say small photo frame, probably an A4 size photo frame. And then I did want to add either another vehicle or something just a little bit extra onto it, so it wasn't just the boring vehicle. I am keeping the two figures; they shall stay. But I'm also adding, for figure wise, I'm going to add onto the back these Fallsmjager, troops. Now, they're of the 3rd Fallsmjager division in the Ardennes. Now, I was looking through a few books, and I might have just missed it at the minute, but I can't seem to find this 3rd division there at all during the Ardennes conflict. So, I might have just missed it somewhere. So I'm going to, but either way, it doesn't matter. I shall paint them up into a certain division. But what I'm going to do is, I mean, on here, I think they are actually portrayed on the back of a panther on this, on the box art. So I'm going to use all the figures, and I'm actually going to put them on the back of the panther, as though they're catching a lift, or just taking a break as they are. These are going to be looking at something in the distance that they've seen. But I wanted to add another vehicle. Now, I was going to add a Kettenkraft Rad, as it's fairly small and it'd go nicely on the side. However, with the Ardennes, and that scene during the Band of Brothers, where on horseback, when they shoot the German officer or whoever it is on the back of their horseback. So I'm going to add this little set to it as well, and it's just going to be standing next to the Panther, talking to either these or the Fallsmjager on the side. And I just thought it'd be quite nice with the horseback. I mean, you can have a couple of different poses on them, but I also thought possibly of this one up there. I don't know if you can see. So it's as though they are actually, I don't know if you see better. So it's as though he's looking at something perhaps in the distance with the tank commander possibly. So yeah, I thought that would be just a nice little scene to come together. It's going to be in the winter, so I'm going to try and my hand at snow again. Not going to have it completely covered in snow. It'll just be a bit on the sides here and there. And I'm also going to try and depict it perhaps in one of the towns, that that was in the Ardennes. So I want it to be on like a sort of cobbled street parked up, with perhaps a half a brick wall at the side and something in a bit of rubble, and then with perhaps a signpost or a telegraph pole or something there, just to give it a bit more something else for the eye to catch. Perhaps, I don't know, but that's my sort of thing I'm thinking of. It's going to be a buddy build with Glenn Halidon. That's his YouTube channel, Halidon. I shall put a link for one of his videos underneath. I can't do a link for his channel because I don't know how to do that, but I shall do it for one of his videos. He's a very talented modeller. Don't tell him I told you that. He's also going to be releasing a video soon of the buddy build, but he is going to be doing the Panther G, but the steel-wheeled version. So I was going to try and get that kit and do it with him. However, I thought, Bees has very kindly, gave me this kit, so I'll utilise this kit. And I've always fancied building this particular kit. I've still got bits of research to do. I need to check the paints and the paint call-outs that I want to do. I've also ordered a photo etch stencil that's got basically loads of the German crosses, swastikas and numbers, and it's basically photo etch that you cut off and you can attach by tape, and it's reusable onto the vehicle, so you can spray paint the markings on. So basically it'll enable me to do near enough any sort of tank number that I need to, and also all, I think from the look of it, there's all the regiment's markings, the distinctive markings that they have for each regiment, each division, and so on. So I'm waiting for that to come, and then obviously then I can hopefully near enough depict Barkmanns' tank pretty closely. So we'll see. I'm still trying to find out what his camouflage call out was and all that type of thing. Now, if I can't find that, I shall just do it in sort of the late sort of war type call out that they had then. To be honest, it's quite an interesting story about Ernst Barkmann. It got me looking, and I was reading about him yesterday. And there's a very, very interesting story where he went after, he just basically one evening, in the middle of the night, drove through a couple of unsuspecting tank regiments of the US and took numerous Shermans out and all that as he was just through the darkness, and he drove literally through the middle of them. Then it was like a police road chase. He had like several of them chasing him, and he turned the turret around as they were driving off from them, and blew up, two or three of them out. So, and eventually it blocked the road, and then he was able to get away and come to a stop in a forest and see what damage had been done by his vehicle, and various other things. But it's a really interesting story. So hopefully I'll be able to perhaps talk about that a bit more in one of the other updates. He was the platoon leader, Ernst Barkmann was, and I seriously suggest you read up about that story. It was brilliant. It was with Christmas Eve as well. It was just brilliant to read, really good. The towns that I'm going to try and sort of research and see what the obviously the roads were like and the scenery was like in these towns. One's going to be Manhag, then Grand Menel, and then Erzy or something, whatever, however you pronounce it in French or Belgian or whatever it is. Now, I did have to try and find out whether or not this particular vehicle and his in particular had Zimmerit on. Now, I know Zimmerit was stopped in September 1944. It was ordered from the High Reich that stopped putting Zimmerit on the vehicles. Obviously, coming to the war, perhaps I don't know why, but that's why. That's the reasons it stopped. Now, I have seen Panther G late versions with some Zimmerit on, however not many, so I'm not going to put Zimmerit on this. And I've also been reliably told on one of the Facebook pages that I checked on yesterday that his vehicle didn't have Zimmerit on. Now I know I think his Panther D that he drove did, but I'm not sure about that one. I don't think it did, so I'm going to leave it without until I hear otherwise, if I hear otherwise. So that's the upcoming project. I've been looking forward to it. It's been a bit of hush-hush between me and Glenn because we've been trying to sort it out. I've obviously been building a few projects, trying to get them out of the way, the Lancaster being the main one. Now that's done, so now I can look forward and build this. I must admit, the Lancaster really has sapped me of my mojo, but I am really excited now to get back to Armour, and especially my beloved Tamiya. So I can't wait. The only problem I can see having during this project will be probably the dragon figures, because I know they're sort of an old boxing, so they could be a bit hit and miss with the fits and that, but again, not an issue. We're modelers, we have to deal with it, so let's do it. So yeah, I'll just check down my list, just make sure there's nothing else. Oh yeah, the tracks. The tracks are rubber band tracks that are in the kit. Obviously, it's Tamiya. So they look okay. However, there is a couple of ejection marks on the inside of perhaps a couple. I really, really desperately want to try out these metal tracks that everybody keeps telling me. I'm just sadly not in a financial position to be able to buy any tracks and justify that amount. Um, Again, going back to the health issues, and my son has now moved away, so I have to travel to go and get him and all sorts, and it is quite a distance away. Funds have to be now spared, so I sadly cannot afford to justify buying some metal tracks. However, I am searching on eBay and all that type of thing to see if I can find any that are at a fairly cheap price. I mean, even the resin ones, where you put the pins in the side and that, I'd like to give a go to and just see what they're like. I'd love to see. But if any of you are selling any tracks, Panther tracks in particular, or want to get rid of any or whatever, or know of somewhere where I can get some fairly cheap, please let me know, will you guys? Because I'll snap them up off you, straight away. But I do want to try them, so it'd be nice if I could get them for this as well, especially being my favourite vehicle, World War II too. Anyway, guys, that's it. Thanks very much. I just want to say thank you to all the support and fantastic messages I've received feedback from my Lancaster. It's honestly, guys, it really built my mojo, really. And thank you ever so much. It really does mean a lot. But apart from that, guys, on my next update, I shall be doing hopefully regular updates because I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I just had a bit of trouble with my teeth as well, which is doing me head in, but still. So hopefully I'll start doing a few more updates on this. And then I shall be doing my monthly update towards the end of the month, where I'll be giving out shout outs and that, so people that have caught my eye through the month. So anyway, guys, thanks very much. Hope you're well. Hope you'll stay safe, and may the force be with you.